Hello, my name's Bridget and today we're going to be talking about the Umbrella Academy. Let me inform you of what it is. It's this new Netflix show. On the first day of October in 1989, 43 women who weren't pregnant at the beginning of the day gave birth on the 12th hour. They all just like magically became pregnant and had these kids. Guy, he's a billionaire. His name is Reginald Hargreaves. He decides he's going to adopt as many of these kids as possible and he gets 7 of them. These kids all have powers and he trains them to save the world. And at the start of the show, he has died. All of them come back together for the funeral and they have to stop the apocalypse. Great show, highly recommend. All of the actors are fantastic. It's not your typical superhero show. They all have issues and problems they have to deal with. The dysfunctional family dynamic. They don't really like each other. It's got a very unique style. I would say it's like Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency meets Series of Unfortunate Events meets X-Men all in one. Does that intrigue you? Because it intrigued me. I just made up that description myself, but like, sounds pretty accurate. Also, the soundtrack slaps. It's amazing. 10 out of 10. I've been listening to the soundtrack ever since I discovered the show. All of the songs they use in the show are amazing. Also, the Hollywood show is doing a parody of it. If that in any way motivates you to watch the show, definitely do it because I love the Hollywood show and their parodies are amazing. But they're only amazing if you know the show they come from and like context and shots so you can fully appreciate it. So you should really watch it. If you would like to know, I am on my 4th rewatch of the show. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm very into it. So if you haven't watched it, probably leave now. I'm gonna talk about it with the peoples who have watched it. Just go watch it and like come back, let me know what you think. If you loved it, if you loved it, if you loved it. Goodbye if you haven't seen the show. Hello to all the people who have seen the show. Let's talk about it, okay? We're gonna go in order of the people that I like to dislike, and we'll just like kind of talk about the whole show in one big mush. Where did we start? Klaus, because Klaus is my favorite character. Obviously, I love him with a passion. He's amazing. Robert Sheehan is amazing in everything I've seen him in. Remember when he was in City of Bones and everyone was like, hey, can you get him back for the TV show? And he didn't come back and everyone was like, no, no one's gonna beat Robert. It's true, because he's amazing at everything he does. Probably one of the best stunt characters, in my opinion. He just has so much trauma. I started the show and then I saw him coming out of rehab and I was like, his outfit is great. And then he overdosed and woke up in the ambulance and I was like, I love him. His upbringing. The dad was bad to pretty much all of them. He was especially bad, I feel like, to Klaus, Vanya, and Ben. Klaus, he just like locks him in the mausoleum. What the heck, man? This doesn't seem like the best way to cope with it. He just like doesn't care that he's doing drugs. He's like, you're a disappointment, okay, bye. I think the whole process of him dealing with it really like shows throughout the whole show. Like from him being like super addicted to drugs and can't deal with his powers at all at the beginning, realizing that like he can do more than he gives himself credit for and that everyone gives him credit for, coming through in the end with Ben. We stand. How's that for backup? Also, Klaus just has like the best one-liners and like the best scenes. I've heard Robert Sheehan has just like improv a lot of it. And he's like, no, they had scripts, but like, yeah, they were flexible. And then I just hear stories of everyone being like, yeah, and then he made up that line. And I'm like, what didn't he make up at this point? Like all of the iconic things are just like made up by Robert. And I'm like, okay. Also Dave. We stand Dave. I love his plotline with Dave. I feel like they're like one of the only few couples that we love them on the show because a lot of the other couples are kind of problematic and I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm so sad that he died. I saw this thing on Instagram. What if Dave died because one of the time traveling assassins came and killed him because they knew Robert wasn't meant to be there and they had to send him back. So they killed Dave so he would leave. It's actually kind of realistic, which is why I'm so sad about it, is that I feel like that could have happened, possibly. Like, we're never gonna get confirmation about stuff like that, I don't think. Why can't you just give Klaus a happy life? Also, he was tortured. Also, Ben was like, Luther would do anything for you if you were in his situation. I'm like, no, he wouldn't. Remember when he was tortured by Hazel and Cha-Cha and Badge was like, I got your brother, and then Diego left to go and then she was dead. And then Luther just kind of like forgot about it. Didn't care. Diego's the only one who cares for him, like other than Ben. Of course, we stand Ben. Ben's dead and kind of has to stick with him because like he has no other choices. Not to get me wrong. Like I do think they were friends. Some people were like, he's only friends with Ben because he's dead. No, I think they were friends before that. But also like he is stuck with him. And Diego's the only one who's like, let's give Klaus a chance. Let's let him speak. And then he saves Diego. Like Ben saves Diego and Klaus is just like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. The snow globe scene. Yes, we love him smashing snow globes into his head. We stand. My next favorite character is 5. He's just a salty old man, and I love it. Played by Aidan Gallagher. He's such an adorable kid. He does such a good job portraying this like 58-year-old man inside a child's body, and I'm so shook whenever he comes on screen. And also he's just like so funny. He's just such on a mission. He spent so many years in the future alone after he saw his siblings dead. Also, okay, Another thing with Luther being problematic. There's the scene in like episode 4 or 5. 5 and Luther are in the car to trade the briefcase to Hazel and Cha-Cha. Like Luther had been shook that 5 was just like ready to go kill some random person. And then 5's like, I think it was a solitude. I didn't like killing. And then Luther's like, yeah, I spent 4 years on the moon. I know what you mean. And I'm like, hello, hold on a second. Hold on. You're gonna compare your 4 years on the moon when you have food and water, all the stuff to keep you alive. You're like pretty supplied up there on the moon. Like, yeah, you're alone. I understand. You're a gorilla. Not great. But you're gonna compare your 4 years of solitude on the moon to 45 years in the apocalypse age where all he had to talk to was Dolores, who is a mannequin. Him scrounging for scraps, eating cockroaches, and God knows what. You're gonna compare those two and be like, yeah, my suffering is the same. No. Not equal. We don't. What? No. Hello, Luther. I understand he's trying to be like sympathetic and everything, but it bothered me because he's just like, yeah, I understand solitude. My 4 years were comparable to your 45. I'm like, no. But anyway, let's move on with the list. Ben Hargreaves. Wowza. I love him. He doesn't have very many lines, but he's an amazing character. His dynamic with Klaus is so amazing, and when they finally realize that Klaus can let him to touch things in the real world, perfect. I hope we're gonna get more of him next season because everyone loved him so much this season, and I'm so hyped because he's such a great character. Also, the scene where everyone's like, Ben's not actually there. Like, what the heck are you talking about, Klaus? I'm like, Klaus can talk to dead people and you're telling him that he can't see Ben, your dead brother? You believe all this other stuff, like how 5 is in the future and that the apocalypse is gonna happen, and you don't believe that Klaus was able to get Ben to punch him? Like, hold up. Can we just reevaluate our situation here? Like, they didn't really pull through when he threw the bowling ball, but like, not their smartest move. We know they're not that smart. You think he just made up this fact that Ben is there? Like, hey guys, so let me just contribute for a second. Ben is here and he is physical kind of sometimes. Oh, you just making things up now, right? Why would he make that up? Like, yeah, he's a drug addict, but like, he's not stupid. He's gonna tell the truth about that. Ben supporting Klaus through all of his drug addiction and him getting clean. We love Ben, okay? We love a supportive brother. Next character, Diego. What an interesting character. He's just kind of angry all the time, but also he loves his mom and he loves the knives and he loves his mom and he likes Badge a whole lot. Like, he loves her as well. And like, he totally cares for Klaus. He's the only one that listens to Klaus, and Klaus just comes in his car all the time and it's amazing. He didn't really have as tragic of a story. I feel like yeah, he couldn't really talk. Like, Grace really helped him through it. But then he lost, like, he had to kill Grace because he was like, I guess this is what I have to do. Then Badge dies and you're just like, my heart. Also, why do you take off the gloves when he ran in the room? He's like, let me throw off my gloves down and hug you. Like, not his smartest move, Diego. Could have been a bit smarter, could have left the gloves on, because it will be a crime thing because she is a cop. And then he went to jail for it. He went and fought those veterans with Klaus. He doesn't know why Klaus is in the veteran bar fighting them, but he just went along with it because he understands that Klaus needs this and he loves Klaus. Like, what an amazing character, guys. He loves his mom, and like, I love his relationship with Grace. She's so pretty. Oh my god, I'm dead. Every time she comes on, I'm like, her outfit though. I'd probably say Allison is my next favorite character. I think she has a lot of struggles with her whole ability. Her daughter, who she's losing. And that scene when she's in the car driving to go to Vanya, and every rumor she has ever said, like every time she said, I heard a rumor, and she realizes that her whole life is just built on these lies. It's such a powerful moment. Like, all the voices just building around her. I heard a rumor that you think I'd be perfect for this role. I heard a rumor that you love me. Her relationship was built on this lie. I feel for her. Moving on, Vanya. She's fine. I think she's an interesting character. I'm so bothered because like, her whole thing is that the whole time she just complains about how she's ordinary. She's just like, I'm ordinary and all of my siblings are so special and I'm ordinary. Yeah, I understand, because I would also be upset in that situation. I feel like she does it so often that I'm just kind of like, she's like, my whole life is a lie. And like, there I really feel she thought she's not special and then she is special, and her dad has just lied to her this whole time. Sucks. Like, her dad really mistreated her as well. So why she's up there with the mistreated. I do feel for her. Sometimes she bothers me. And Leonard, I just hate him so much. I don't know how anyone stands him. He's the worst. I thought he was sketchy from the beginning. Well, maybe it's actually gonna be a cute little romance. She deserves this after everything she's been through, just being normal. And then it's like, psych! He sucks. And he's just using her to kill everyone. Also, Leonard goes to go get his coat. And they're like, we need to find this guy, Harold Jenkins. Harold? There are so many Harolds. Where would he be? And I'm like, he's right there. Just go kill him right now. And it's so frustrating, like, watching it a second time, especially watching the day that wasn't. Watching that after knowing it's not gonna mean anything and just seeing all of the things that happen. None of this matters. So upsetting. So my least favorite character is Luther. I'm sure many of you also do not like Luther because that is what I've gotten from online. I don't like Allison and Luther. I was watching it and I was like, do people think this is cute? They were raised to be brother and sister. And there's this scene and like they go up into the room with like the little tent fort thing. That's supposed to be cute. And then she's like, Dad's not here, so we can do this. You see what you're saying, right? You just said Dad's not here because you guys have one dad, because you're siblings. And you say, hey bro, hey sis, all of your other siblings. So why would this one be different? It's just, I know you're not blood related. In everything else, you are like you were raised as siblings. And yet you think it's okay to have a relationship? Doesn't seem great. I'm not a fan. The one scene I did think was cute between them was when they were dancing. I liked that. That was cute. I liked it when Luther was not a gorilla and they were dancing and they were so happy. I only like it because I'm like, this is an alternate timeline because he's not a gorilla. They're related and I just can't get over it. And then Luther, just every time he can, he brings up the moon. Here's this thing that happened. Oh, you know what? It's probably related to the moon, guys. Dad had me watching the moon. In the comics, he just wanted to go to the moon. So he did. And he just like went and lived on the moon because he liked it. But in the show, he's just like, I had no purpose going to the moon. I was sitting up there for nothing. And I'm like, but dude, like your room is like full of like moon pictures and stuff. Like, didn't you want to go into space? And now you're like, it was a struggle. I was alone. And I'm like, shut up. You can understand the isolation and that you don't trust your dad because he doesn't listen to you. But I just feel like Luther isn't great. But I love his actor. Tom is amazing. He's adorable and I love him. And I love his relationship with Em. Their friendship is adorable. I just hate the character and like what they've done with it. I understand he has struggles. Like he is a gorilla and like not great because he's not in his body. Like, I feel like everyone else has such bigger problems and then he's like, I can compare my problems. I was on the moon. Other than those rankings of the 7 main characters that I love very much. You could also talk about Hazel and Cha-Cha. I love Hazel and Agnes. I think they're adorable. Cha-Cha is just totally evil, but I love it. Whole twist, both having to exterminate themselves. I'm just like, it was all 5 and I love it with a passion and like you don't understand. You're like, oh my god, she has to kill him. And then you're like, wait, but like what if he has to kill her too? And it's just, it's beautiful. That episode is so well done because then you see it from both of their perspectives. It's amazing. I love how Hazel learns throughout the series what he wants his personality to be, like who he wants to be, because like he's only thought about his job. Cha-Cha just like doesn't learn and she's just totally dedicated to her job and that's great too. Also, the apocalypse was related to the moon in the end and that's the tea. But there's the moon, Luther. The moon is gonna be gone. That's all I gotta say for now. Thanks for watching this video. Let me know down in the comments if you agree with my rankings because I think they're pretty accurate. I think I gave valid reasons. I love Umbrella Academy and if you haven't gotten that from this video, I don't think you watched it well enough. Okay, bye!